Hey guys, this video I decided to do because I'm basic and everybody else has done it and I'm jumping late on the bandwagon here. So this is my top 14 of 2014. These 14 books I'm about to show you, I all read this year. They're not in any sort of order because I'm too lazy for that. Also, none of these books were published in 2014. These are just books I read in 2014. So yes, let's go ahead and get on with it. Starting off my top 14 of 2014 with this book. I actually don't have a copy of it because I borrowed it from my friend who lent it to me before school let out, and I kept it all throughout summer and didn't actually read it till late July. But I finally read it and it was so amazing. I loved it, and that book is The Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. I don't know how to put into words how much I love this book. It was heart-touching and I loved it, and I freaking love Tiffany and Pat. They are like so freaking adorable. And also I watched the movie before I even knew it was a book, and I love the movie. Jennifer Lawrence is my bae, guys. Like, I'm not one for like over fantasizing about like a bunch of celebrities, but she is one of the people that I just freaking love her no matter what. And so that just made the movie 10 times better, and the book was just so amazing and I love it. And I'm not one for reading new adult books or anything like that. And so, I mean, I've read a few, but it's just not my genre. I just tend to stick to YA. But this book was so amazing, and I loved it. And I really, really want to read more by Matthew Quick, and I hope I can. Next is a kind of sad because it was an ending to a series I have been reading, and I got a lot of crap from my friends about it because I hadn't read it, and they were all like, "How have you not read it?" And I was like, I don't know. I just haven't. And that book is Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. It took me forever to actually pick this book up. I don't know why. I was just weird about it. I guess I didn't want it to end. And then on top of that, I already knew like a bunch of people who died. And so I was like, well, what's the point of reading if I already know who dies? So that was kind of my thought on it. But I finally read it in time for the movie. It was so good and I loved it. And it was a nice ending to the series. I loved it. Although I wish for Mockingjay they would have split it up into 2 books, because I feel like all the stuff that happens in this one book is like so fast paced, and it happens like so fast and it's all crammed together in this like 300 plus pages right here. And I just wish it would have been split up into 2 books, and then it wouldn't have been so confusing, and you know, we could have like developed the plot of this story like a lot more and got some more in it. I really wish that's how this book would have went, but still it was a nice conclusion to this trilogy. These next 2 books actually go together, and these are part of another series that I finished this year, and they are Insurgent and Allegiant by Veronica Roth. They are the Divergent series, and they were so good. I don't know why I waited so long to pick them up, but they were great. It was a great wrap up to this trilogy, and I loved it, although we're not going to talk about the ending of Allegiant because I love the ending, but I hate it at the same time, and we all know what we're talking about because everybody hated the ending. But I think it was a nice ending to the series. I don't like that one part that we all know about. It was great, and I loved it, and I love the characters. Next is If I Stay by Gail Forman. I have never read a Gail Forman book until I read this, and I know everybody loves her Just One Day series, but I decided to read this, and it was really good, and I really liked it, and it really did touch my heart, and like the little Mia and Adam scenes like tore me apart. I was like, you were so cute, you need to stay. Like, don't go, stay. You gotta stay with him. Although I'm going to give you a fair warning and tip and advice from me, do not plan to read this book if you're going on vacation. It's a mostly depressing read, and yeah, it really bums out your mood. But I still loved it, and still have not seen the movie. That's the entire reason I read this, was to see the movie. Still haven't seen the movie, so I should probably go see the movie. This video in no way would be complete if I didn't have a book by this author in here, so that is going to be The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. I'm pretty sure I read The Lost Hero this year too, but I'm just going by what I have put on my Goodreads account that I started up this year, so yeah, not everything I've read is there. But freaking love this. I was so happy to get back into the world of Percy Jackson. I was so glad to see Percy and all my favorite characters again. I love this series. I love these characters. I love this world. I love everything that he writes in this series. And I'm pretty sure when I finally venture out after, you know, I actually finish this series and, you know, stop crying from heartbreak because it's over, and I finally venture off into his other books, I'm going to love him just as much because I love Rick Riordan, and he's probably one of my favorite authors of all time. If you haven't read this series, go read it. It's amazing. I understand the first series, I believe, is middle grade, but still it is so, so good. And they're really fast reads, the first series is. They're so short. They're so good. Just read them, please, for me. These next 3 books actually go together, and I've kind of been marathoning them from November through December, and I finally finished. And those 3 books are another series I have finished. Well, not technically. The Maze Runner trilogy, which consists of The Maze Runner, Scorched Trials, and The Death Cure, all by James Dashner. This series, I love it. I love it. I understand some people have, mixed feelings about this, especially the first book, but I loved it. I mean, the first book, the first half was so slow, and I actually had to put the book down because I couldn't do it, but I finally picked it up, and I'm so glad I did, because then the second half of the first book is so much better, and after you get to the point in the second half where it's starting to get, like, action, everything's going crazy, from then on, the series is just, like, full of action, and I loved it. I loved the series, and I love freaking Newt, and we're just not gonna talk about Newt, okay? Because I don't know if I can handle it. That wound is still really, really fresh. And I love this series. I love the premise of the book, and it's just cool, and I really think I like dystopians because, things that happen in these dystopian novels could, in fact, happen in, like, real life. We just don't know, but I'm hoping if any of this, like, actually plays out, like, I'm dead and gone by the time this happens, so, maybe we should read more dystopian, and then we can plan ahead and make sure this doesn't actually happen in the real world. I'm actually reading the prequel to the series right now called The Kill Order, and it is so good, guys. I'm thinking right now it's probably my favorite book in the series. The next book is Dash and Lily's book Adairs by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. This book, again, I have a book talk for this. I'll link it down below. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with it. I liked it. It was a nice fluffy little Christmas read. Got me in the Christmas spirit and everything. I really did like that. Other than that, there was nothing spectacular about it. I mean, I really liked that it gave me a warm, fluffy feeling inside, and, like, it was a happy ending. There were no dead characters, and it was like, I don't know, it was weird. It was nice. It was a nice different. So maybe I'll start reading more romance contemporaries to give me a fluffy feeling. Maybe. And then that way I won't feel like my heart is ripped out every single book I read. It was nice. I liked it. Again, nothing spectacular. This next book, I know you all are going to judge me for, but I don't care. That is 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. I understand. I know I did a book talk over this, and I freaking, tore this book apart, and I always tell people how much I don't like it. It's a horror book, but still, I don't know what it is. I don't like this book. I don't like the characters. I don't like the type of relationship that Anna and Christian have. It's just, it doesn't seem right to me, but then again, there's something that keeps me coming back. I don't know what it is. It makes me want to read on more in the series, and, I want to know, why Christian's the way he is. Is he really as crazy as he seems? Does he get worse? Does he get better? Does she change him? What happens? Does their relationship actually work out? What goes on? I need to know. But then again, I don't. But I've been told by so many people that, the second book is so much better, and there's not as much sex as in the first book, and it actually develops a storyline, and the writing is a lot better. And so I'm thinking about maybe picking it up. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I'm still working on it. I feel like this is my guilty pleasure. It's something I hate and I know I don't like, but I still like it. I know some people feel like that with the Selection series. They hate it, but they still want to read on. It's their guilty pleasure. That's me with this. I don't know why. This book I read through school, and I'm not really one for liking books we read in school besides The Lightning Thief, because hello, I love it. But that is going to be The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've always wanted to read this for ever and ever because everybody told me it was so good. And we read it last year. It was so amazing, and I loved it, and I just want to read it over and over again. And it's probably my favorite classic in the entire world, just like everybody else who's read it. And I loved it, and I want it. And I love the way F. Scott Fitzgerald writes. He is just so amazing. I really, really hope in this upcoming year I can get into more of his books, because I really love this book and it was amazing, and I just love it. And in the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, guys, I will forever be a Leonardo DiCaprio fangirl, no matter how old he is. He still looks good. The next book is close to the end of a series, which I still haven't finished yet, because I can't finish it. But that is going to be City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. I love this book. I love the series. It's amazing. And just everything that happens in this book is insane, guys. It is absolutely insane. I love it. I love this series, I love these characters, I love this world, I love this author. It's just so amazing. If you haven't picked this up and you like fantasy, please pick it up. Do yourself a favor. Join the Shadow Hunters. It's just so good. And like I said, I haven't finished the series yet because I have to read The Infernal Devices before I can finally read City of Heavenly Fire. And it's just, I love this series, and I think I'm going to cry when I finish City of Heavenly Fire because I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, because I've been reading these books since like second semester of my sophomore year, and now I'm going into second semester of senior year, and yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when this ends and I no longer have Jace and Clary and Simon and Isabel and Magnus and Alec, and I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself anymore. I guess I'll have to find, I don't know, something else to fangirl over. And finally, we're coming up to my final book of my top 14 of 2014. And, yeah, I was a late bloomer in catching up on this bandwagon, but I don't care. That is going to be The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, because let's just look at this cover. I love the movie cover edition. It is so gorgeous, and I had to buy it. I had to buy the movie cover edition. And I love this book, and it tore at my heart, and I love this story, and I love Gus, and I love Hazel, and I love their love story, and I hate the way this book ends, and it's just so sad, and I didn't cry in the book because I knew, you know, what was gonna happen, because I was spoiled once fucking in. I don't know why I am, like, attracted to spoilers, but I am. Anyways, I loved it, and I read it just in time to go see the movie, because my friend's like, you really need to read this. So I was like, okay, I'll read it. So I read it, I saw the movie, it freaking bawled my eyes out, guys, in the movie theaters. Like, it was like tears and snot, and it was not a pretty sight. Like, I am so glad I don't have a boyfriend, because that would have been so bad. But it was great, and I loved it, and I love this book. And I wish I had more. I wish it didn't end the way it did. I wish, you know, there was a happy ending, and I wish I could have more of the two of them together and them to live, like, I wish. I just want a happy ending. And, you know, John Green, you messed with my feelings here. You messed with them real bad. I absolutely love this book. I know people overhype it so much because everybody loves The Fault in Our Stars, but it's really such a good book. Anyways, that is my top 14 of 2014. Yeah, I know, there's just, no, I just decided last minute I was going to do this. But yeah, so, me being basic, once again, because I had to do it. But yeah, I have, some of these books I have book talks for, some of them I don't. So if you're interested on hearing my opinions and thoughts about these books, the ones that I do have book talks on, I will link in my pants, and you can go watch and comment. And yeah, I'm just warning you now, I'm really bad at book talks. I just kind of ramble and talk about random stuff from the books. So I mean, if you're okay with that, then, you know, be my guest. But yeah, okay, I'll see you guys next time with a Top 5 Wednesday tag video or a book talk. Until then, I'm Chrissy. Goodbye!